We now bring you to part 2 of the 8-year anniversary question and answer video. Already in progress. Alright, Shadow Madness 1, 2, 3. Cross, what is the main reason that you like to play PlayStation 2 or old games, but not any new games? Congrats on your 8th year. Well, first of all, I do play new games, especially if they're indie games. I played Binding of Isaac pretty close to when it was out. Dead Cells is very new. That only came out a few months ago. And I do play newer games like Shadow of Mordor. But the main reason is it's easier to play games that I'm already familiar with, and my most heavy nostalgic period of gaming was older games, and especially PlayStation 2 games. Although, if you look at my channel, I haven't played a lot of PlayStation 2 games, but the intent was always to play way more than I have. So yeah, those were the games I grew up with. And the indie games are more similar to the games that I grew up with and stuff coming now. I don't like a lot of the new practices with the DLC and the downloading and I just don't... And they're too expensive. I might play them more if they're too expensive. They're also harder on my computer. That's another thing. I bought Nier Automata. There would be videos of Nier Automata on my channel, but my computer's not good enough for it, so... Those are the reasons. Part of it's just necessity. Part of it's those are the games that I like to play. And, yeah, part of it is I do play new games, just not if they're too graphically intensive. And they have to grab me, and they're more likely to be the indie ones instead of the AAA ones. Alright, Dagless. Oh, dear. Alright, what would you do if a man walked into your home and told you that he was sent by the government to retrieve your likeness for Project Alpha Taura Gamma, and that the fate of the world rested on your shoulders, but at the same time your loyal gnome companion started taking down his pants and diddling him? I would certainly stop the loyal gnome companion. I'd probably shunt him out of the room. So let's just ignore that part, because he's taken care of. I think I would start asking for proof. Yeah. I mean, what type of vibe am I getting from this guy? Also, is this from something? I don't know. I think every one of Dagless' questions is usually from something that I don't understand. So I'm assuming this is the same. But yeah, get rid of the gnome, ask for proof from the government. Bam. Practicality. Alright, this is from Meep Meep, or is it Mep Mep? Man, 8 years, that's awesome, congrats. And you don't have to worry about maybe not being as active as much. Life is important. My question that I've been wondering for a while is, did you draw the profile picture you have and all of the pictures that look like that? I'm sorry if this was asked before. I'm excited for the 24-hour live stream. Well, I hope you were able to come by the 24-hour live stream. Yes, that is a self-portrait that I drew a very long time ago. Both of them are. If you see like a weird character with an afro, that's me. So, like, I don't do a face reveal, but that's how I might look in cartoon form if my face was obscured. Like, one of them was like a self-portrait, and I turned it into a zombie, and I figured that was appropriate for my channel. So I haven't, like, done any new art for the channel besides my actual logo. When I first made my channel, I made, like, a drawing of myself, but I thought it was a bit too honest. I just looked like an insane person with a controller. 203 said, like, you don't look like that. You don't look that insane, but... You know, I think I do. So yes, I did draw it, and that is me. I kind of like it because, like, people who know me would, like, say that's a representation of me, but it's not like you're going to notice me on the street, because I don't wear my hair in an afro. I used to. It's a ponytail now. I think I was just... Part of me, when I stopped cutting my hair when I was 16, was thinking, like, I need my hair to be long enough to turn into a ponytail. And it's better this way. I haven't had to cut my hair since then. Plus, the afro just really, it was an insane afro. It gained way too much attention. I don't like calling that much attention to myself. I didn't realize how much attention it was calling to myself until I got rid of it, and I stopped getting weird looks from people. Because it wasn't like, it's not like a ruly afro that was taken care of. It was just an insane explosion of hair that made me look insane. But alright, anyway. That is me. Thank you for the question. 203, my girlfriend. Choose between The Offspring or Green Day. The Offspring, I like them better. Tell us of whales. What are your opinions? I forgot that she asked that. I think I've already explained about the fact that there aren't whales and they're all nuclear submarines. And do you believe in the lizard people? And if so, where do you find them? Yeah, only in Soul Calibur do I believe in lizard people. So those are your questions. She actually wanted to change those questions, but she didn't have time. But that's, that's where that is. She has a question she wants me to ask later, but I'll save that to the end because it's a bit of a downer. But I think I do need to say it. So, Bravo Blue. If you could have a lightsaber, what would it look like? And what is one of your favorite songs from a video game? I do kind of like the idea of like a yellow lightsaber. It would look kind of like a classic, like not classic because classic's like blue or red, but like the light that a light bulb would emit. It would be very bright. Controversially, there's a black lightsaber that's in one of the games that looks really cool, just kind of ridiculous. If I can choose any lightsaber, I might take that one. And standard sword. I don't need any like double staff weirdness or anything. I'll take the standard sword for sure. I don't want like a Dooku saber or something weird. Just give me the standard hilt. Don't broke what ain't need to be not, but whatever. So yeah, white or black. And I forgot to answer his other question. I see now that I'm editing. Favorite song or a song from a video game? Any of the songs with lyrics from Transistor I love and I still listen to regularly. So I'd check those out. I did a full Let's Play of that game about a year or two ago. So. All right, a Taser, also a Patreon supporter. Thank you very much. I have 4 questions. What was your favorite LP to record? Probably Evil Genius. Had a lot of fun with that. What series are you most proud of? Xenogears. The fact that I have reading difficulties, and I know I misread like a large amount of the lines, but the fact that I had reading difficulties and essentially read an entire audiobook to the internet and had tons of technical problems, I don't know if I'm going to top Xenogears as far as the amount of effort that it took to make it. So, definitely that. In some ways, though, Stardew Valley took way more effort than that just because of how long, the amount of time I had to play it, and it's still not done. I will finish it eventually. I'm just waiting. It's probably only going to have like 3 more episodes, but still. But yeah, even though I think Stardew Valley took more work, I'm definitely not as proud as I am of Xenogears. What is your favorite game developer of all time? Team Meat. Even though I don't think they're technically Team Meat anymore. Ed McMillan. I think he might actually be getting out of games. I think he might be done. He's been doing it for most of his life. But yeah, definitely Team Meat. I also really like the guys that made Transistor. Even though I couldn't get into Pyre. Now I'm blanking. Supergiant Games. I really like Supergiant Games also. And do you agree that WAFs are an abomination and only serve to cause misery to humanity? I don't know enough about what... Like, Yellow Jackets tried to kill me, but they're actually pretty important because they kill mosquitoes and other predator things. The problem is they also kill, like, bumblebees and things that help us, so... But... And I don't know about wasps. If they don't do that, then yeah, screw them. But I haven't had a problem with wasps, so... You replace wasps with mosquitoes, and I will agree with you. I think mosquitoes only exist to cause pain and misery. Because holy crap, if we had problems with mosquitoes. There were so many mosquitoes that were coming out in the daytime, and you could just, like, crush them in midair because they were so weak. There's too many of them. There was so many that they didn't have enough food, and they were just, like, dying in front of it. It was freaking ridiculous. Alright, thank you very much, Taser. Alright, 1-2 Theta. I'm not sure, but you might be my oldest subscriber. I feel like I remember your name back before anyone else's. So it's definitely possible. Question 1, how's the dog? I think I covered that with the other question, so you saw the lovely dog pics. How has a dog changed your life? Really, just it's given me responsibility every single day that I need to take care of is the main way. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of nice having a little thing in your bed, being like, hey, and something to greet you when you come back. It's nice. Just those little ways. Will you do any collaborative LPs soon? I have no plans to. Like you might notice, even the Drive Not Found people, I just haven't been hanging out with them, and a lot of them are just busy. Like Cube has essentially stopped being on the internet because he's got a full-time job. Buckus has college, but I have been talking to him more than anyone else probably. I've been playing a game with Relic since 2016, and that has not come out on his channel yet. But eventually, one day, hopefully, we recently finished it. And I don't know how good it's going to be, but there's that. And also, I have 2 more episodes of Code Words. And that was with Buckus, Relic, and 203. So, one day that'll come out. I just need to edit it, and it'll go on a day that I don't have anything. And have you played or seen the game Not Tonight? I have heard of it, and I might end up picking it up sometime. It's kind of like Paper Please. I've heard that it's like Papers, Please, but you're a bouncer at a bar. I feel like that's something that I might like. Anyway, thank you very much, and it is cool that you're still around. Pretentious Elizabeth. Pretentious Elizabeth actually writes occasionally really long, in-depth comments that I've enjoyed quite a bit, so thank you for that. Talking of Yoshi's Island not aging well, and by that they mean the LP. The game is great, but I said in the announcement video it's rough to get through. The mic was terrible in that. Have you considered replaying a game, either to do it with more modern equipment, or to do something like a different clan in Vampire the Masquerade? I think Vampire the Masquerade and Evil Genius are my most requested to do them again, but I think that's because I said I might do it, but then I just didn't want to. So not seriously. I actually would think about doing Yoshi's Island again, except I've gotten copyright claims on the music from Nintendo, and so that's probably not going to happen either. So probably not, unfortunately. And for a non-question related to the channel, if you had to pick one type of apocalypse to subject the world to, zombie, Ragnarok, pandemic, invasion from hell, etc., what would it be and why? I'm going to say zombie, just because I feel like that's the one that has the most chance of recovery. Ragnarok, obviously, you can't do anything about it. That's when the world already ended. Invasion from hell, now you're fighting demons? No, absolutely not. Pandemic, actually, besides zombies, that depends on how bad it is, but just that's really depressing, just everyone dying of diseases slowly and knowing it's going to no. Zombie, could be interesting for a little bit. That I feel like that's the one where the world might have the best chance. So yeah, I picked that because I wasn't able to pick Octageddon. Okay, Rentler. Oh, jeez. All right, so this is my former roommate, who is also a Patreon supporter. Thank you very much. You have been hinting at a long play project in your past Q&As. Now in the 8th year, can we finally see an update on your 100% complete Orphan Scion of Sorceries LP and lore analysis project? Ugh. Many, many years ago, shortly after high school, me and Rantlair played this game that was a PlayStation 2 launch title that was really, really bad. And it's kind of become a joke between us. And no, I'm not playing that game. It was bad. It's not happening. No matter how much you ask about it, I'm sorry. Yeah. I don't think anyone wants to see that anyway. It's not good. It's not even the worst. If it was the worst game ever, maybe I'd play it, but it was just nothing really happened. It was a series of weird turn-based RPG battles, subpar voice acting, and some action trap avoidance, if I remember right. It was kind of just a showcase of the graphics of the PlayStation 2, and even that wasn't that impressive. So, no. That's my answer. All right, Faramir. What is your favorite part of history? I'm not really a history buff. I do think it's interesting where groups of oppressed people are able to radically change their government. Though it's usually I don't romanticize that. People romanticize that idea. It usually doesn't make things peaceful and happy right away, and there's sometimes gigantic consequences. So things happen like that in Haiti, and I mean Haiti's the one that stands out for me due to my small amount of Haitian ancestry that I don't even know what percent that is. Yeah, those are the things that kind of... But I don't really think about it all that much, which isn't good. I do feel like there's a problem. I don't know how it is in other countries, but definitely in this country, just not completely understanding history or it being contextualized in some really odd ways. And I do think there are certain things that are repeating because people don't realize the past that we've already gone through. So maybe I should look up history more. Can you recommend some audiobooks? So, despite what I said about religion before, one of my favorite books ever is the Hyperion Cantos, which deals with a lot of themes of religion, specifically Christianity. and kind of how certain religions would evolve over the course of like thousands of years. I don't remember when when it takes place, but it is far, far in the future where technology is crazy. But yeah, no, I love the Hyperion contest. There's 4 books in the series. I think the second book is my favorite, and then the 4th book really does. As far as my favorites, it goes probably 2, 4, 1, 3. I didn't really like the 3rd book. It was all just setting things up for the 4th book, as opposed to things that I was that interested in actually happening. So yeah, definitely that. The Max Quick books. Unfortunately, I've never read the 3rd Max Quick book, but Max Quick is probably my favorite book, or it definitely was my favorite audiobook series. I think you can still get that for free on Podiobooks.com. And then the Secret World Chronicles. The people who made City of Heroes weren't able to make their comic books anymore because City of Heroes ended that where they were making physical comic books. And they took the ideas that they had for City of Heroes and turned it into their own superhero world, where the plot is basically there's just superheroes. Like, people were born with superheroes around World War II, and now there's just hundreds of them, thousands of them, and they actually have their own like governmental body, and they help stop crime and help super villains stop them. In a way, kind of like My Hero Academia, think kind of like that. But not really, because in My Hero Academia, it's like 90% of the world has superpowers. It's not like that. It's closer to the Marvel universe, if anything. But then a bunch of crazy beings attack, dressed like Nazis, and kill most of the superheroes on Earth. And that causes new superheroes to be born, because a lot of superheroes get their power when there's extreme moments of stress, and like giant major cities blowing up caused that. And they basically have to stop the invasion. It's good. So yeah, the Secret World Chronicles. The problem is that their website is kind of borked, and it's hard to download those things in orders, but I would check it out, because Max Quick and that are free. So definitely those. What's the craziest fan experience you've ever had? I'm not comfortable saying the most crazy fan experience it had. It was basically just someone messaging me and telling me a bunch of personal things, and me not knowing what to say, because they laid some heavy stuff on me, but they felt a connection to me, and I don't think I offered them anything useful in response, because I didn't know what to say. But beyond that, nothing too crazy. I generally don't besides just in comments, I don't generally talk to a lot of people, and I've long since stopped accepting Steam requests and stuff, just because it got to be too much. I started to have way too many people. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not really comfortable telling you what they said, because it was all really personal stuff. But And if all jobs were the same, what job would you do? Don't say YouTube. YouTube. Oh, damn it. I don't even know if that would be my answer, though. YouTube. I think, as I mentioned before, when I was asked, how's my life going? That is the question, and I don't know, and I'm realizing that I don't know, and that bothers me. If money wasn't a factor, I don't know. And I think I need to find that out. So, I'm sorry that that's disappointing, but I can't even tell you. I took one of those career things, and it told me, it suggested, graphic design and art. And it's this is how I got into the issue in the first place. I just don't think I just don't think I want to do that. So, I just need to find out what jobs are there. I need to find the jobs that I don't even know exist, that have, the thing is, unemployment is actually somewhat low right now, but there are massive gaps, from what I hear, in certain industries, because people just aren't going into them. I want to find out what those gaps are and fill it. So, yeah. Sorry that I can't actually answer, because I don't know myself. I'm 35, by the way, if people don't know how old I am. Doesn't it seem like I should know? I'm just saying, sometimes you just coast along and you don't figure things out, and I just need to, it's time, I have to figure it out. I'm well into adulthood at this point, and even though I've made it work, these questions need to be answered. All right, Dakayu, another very old subscriber. I can't think of a question that I don't know the answer to ever. Been a fan for a long time. What's a good question to ask? That's a great question. So Dakayu asks, what is the state of your channel? How have you been doing? How do you feel about the growth? I can just ask my own question. It's been interesting because, So the algorithm has changed several times. You remember, like, the YouTube apocalypse or whatever, or the adpocalypse? Ever since then, my views and subscribers have been going steadily down. I know they changed something at then. I had a lot of videos demonetized, which who cares? Maybe I was losing like $5 a month. But I do care because they were definitely making them not appear. All of those videos noticeably were getting less views all of a sudden. And then my channel in general was getting less views. I think it's mainly just that the day of the Let's Player has long since gone. And we're not favored by the algorithm anymore. So you either made it above a certain threshold, you get lucky, or you're just not going to make it. So I'm trying not to care, basically, that my videos are all getting less views. And I know I could just play some Flash games. I could do certain things to bolster them. I could try to chase trends. I want to just play what I want to play. I want to, if I have a feeling that I want to play an RPG from 1992 that's only going to get 30 views each episode, I need to be okay with that. But because of that, it really, the amount that I get from ads on YouTube is pretty much nothing now. It's like $30. I'm just going to say it. It's like $30 a month at this point. It used to be like far more than that. But because of Patreon, I can justify it. Because I will say, especially when I'm having all this anxiety about like a job and everything, the amount of time that I spend on the channel, even since I've reduced how much I've been doing, it's a lot. Yeah, I just have to reevaluate things like that. So yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is, even though the growth of the channel has decreased, it is the people that actually interact and still watch the things that I do that are keeping me going. So thank you very much for that. And I want to keep on doing it in as long as I'm able to. It's just, it really does get harder every year, even with Patreon. It's becoming the point where it's a time thing. So, yeah. I guess I just stole your blank question to talk about the channel a little bit because I don't know where else to put that. Yeah, again, it's cool that you've been around. Fire Blossom, I'm pretty sure you've been around for a long time, too. Good job staying on YouTube for so long. What's your favorite Pokemon? Gyarados. And it's all because I played the original Pokemon, and I just kept on leveling up a Magikarp, and I was like, it's gotta learn something cool eventually, right? And then it turned into a Gyarados, and I didn't know it was going to do that, and it ended up being one of my strongest Pokemon. I loved it. I never beat Pokemon Yellow, which is the one that I played, but boy, did I love that Gyarados. Still my favorite Pokemon. Alright, this is from, I'll just say Drake. This is from Drake. Just like Lepner is my most frequent commenter, I think Drake might be my most frequent shower-upper on Twitch. Despite the fact that actually, you might be in a pretty similar time zone for me if you're in Chile, right? It's probably only like an hour before or back. But he's the only one that saw my epic Broforce run. It was literally just him watching, and I made it farther than I've ever made it. So, all right, I almost forgot the Q&A anniversary. Anyway, now that you have a capture card, what games are you planning to do for the channel? PlayStation 2? Wii? Also, happy late Halloween, Cross. I do own a Wii that we haven't hooked up. However, I won't be doing that for the channel because Nintendo. So, Nintendo's not friendly to Let's Plays, and the newer the game is, the more likely they are to ding you. So, can't do that. PlayStation 3 is possible. I could play like Bionic Commando. Maybe. I want to do Mercenaries. Unfortunately, I know I owned Mercenaries and I cannot find it. Like, half of my games are missing. I'm likely soon, I don't know how soon, maybe in a month or two, I'm going to be playing a game called Kaya Dark Legacy, I think? Yeah. I like it. I've been practicing it, actually, so that one's definitely happening. That's a PlayStation 2 game. Beyond that, I'm not really sure about the PlayStation 2. Probably Prince of Persia. I meant to do that years ago, and then I'm like, I'm not going to do it until I get a new capture card, and that day has happened, so I'd love to do the original Prince of Persia. So, yeah, probably those games. Also, happy late Halloween. Happy, very late Halloween to you, Drake. Alright, and this is the final question. This is from Adam Clements, also a very prolific @MyStream person. Have I even read this one? I don't even know if I've read this one. This one was posted 2 days ago. Hey Cross, congrats on making it another year. My question is, how does it feel being a popular Let's Player and interacting with your viewers? You know most of us by name or username. and we can actually have conversations with you and engage with you. More so on Twitch than on here, but yes. Do you think you'll ever dry out, or that you might get too popular and lose touch with your audience? Love the channel and the streams, no doubt I'll catch you on Twitch sometime soon. Also, bark. Take that, Adam. If I got real... First of all, I'm not going to get really popular. As I mentioned, the channel's, like, in decline view-wise. For example, like, in the height of my channel, I was getting about 4,000 views per day. And that stayed for, like, quite a few years. It was about 4,000, then 3,000. Then for the last, like, 2 years, it's been about 2,000. This past year was the first time I dipped below 1,000, and now the average is about 1,500 to, like, 800 a day. And it's because it's the games that I'm playing, and I know that, and I'm okay with it, and I need to be okay with it, because I just can't not do this if I'm not just playing what I really want to. So, like, I'm not going to get super popular. But the reason that big YouTubers lose touch with their fans and the smaller ones are able to keep in contact is simply due to volume. I only get, like, 1 to 10 comments a day at most. I'm able to read all of them. Unless someone makes a comment and then makes a reply to that comment, then I don't see it. Because YouTube's decided not to send me those anymore for some reason. But because of that, and there's a chance I'll be able to remember people if they comment a lot, because there aren't a lot of people. I do forget people all the time, I'm sure. And then there's the fact that people have multiple names in different places. It gets really confusing. So if by some ridiculous circumstance I got really popular, it would be harder to remember everyone, to engage with everyone. And the bigger you get, the more you attract people that just come to hate and cause issues. And eventually, big YouTubers, once they start reading that every single day, they just know that, like, minor little things they say is going to get pounded on and stuff like that. I get why they pull back, I really do. But, you know, I don't think that's going to end. I would have to get pretty big for that to happen. And it would have to be quick. The people that get big quick are more likely to get hate, too, I feel like, as opposed to ones that, like, slowly... And it does matter what type of YouTuber you are. Like, if you're going to be, like, a brash jerk, you're more likely to attract brash jerks. Like, part of the reason I got so big was simply because I made an arbitrary decision not to swear so much. So, yeah. Hopefully that answers your question. Whew. Alright. I think that's a wrap. But yeah, the reason... And I'm glad I did it. The reason I took off the limit on how many questions you asked is because I did notice the channel is getting viewed less. It is more so in decline. I haven't done a big, like, attention-getting, like, people get pulled to my channel game in a long time, and I haven't tried to. And I figured if I just left it to one question, it would be, like, a really short Q&A video. Which, actually, I feel like, because I did it this way, it's actually longer. It would have been fine, actually. Yeah, I got 26 people to ask. It would have been fine, but, you know, I just wanted to mitigate that. I think this was good, though. I like the multiple question things. I might leave that. So, I guess to close out, and this is kind of a downer, but it's in my mind. The last few days have been ridiculous. And I just feel like I just need to say this. My hometown, like, for the last few years, has been ravaged by the drug epidemic. People are dying, mainly from heroin, because it's bad. And I mean, like, it's literally more ridiculous than it's ever been, because it's being spiked with this thing called fentanyl, which is like elephant tranquilizer. This last week, we lost 2 people. We were going back for the funeral this weekend of one of them, and on the way there, I found out that one of my family members' boyfriends died of the same thing, of an overdose. I just want everyone listening to this to be, just don't, like, just saying, like, drugs are bad, it just doesn't do it. Like, the stuff that's out there now is so deadly, and we're losing so many people in their 20s and 30s. This one guy that died, like, he has a kid coming in 2 months, and now he's dead. And it's affected the whole town. It's just ridiculous. I'm just seeing people that I've known for most of my life just gone, like, just freaking gone. Like, people that, and it's not just like people that, like, didn't have anything going for them or they're at their rock's bottom. Like, people that had stuff going on, they just couldn't get away from it. Like, just, so I don't even know what I'm saying. I just felt like I should mention, just, like, don't start it. Just please just stay safe. You know, try to block out the realities and horrors of life in another way, because it's more dangerous now than it has ever been to get involved in those hard drugs. just be safe, guys. It's been on my mind a lot. Like, this is why this month has been insane. I've been sick during most of it, and then this happened. So, yeah. I don't want to end the video on a total downer. I just felt, I almost feel weird, like, not mentioning it. This feels like the place to mention that. Just be safe, guys. I want everyone listening to this to be safe, and I don't want your families to be sad. The other thing is, so I'll actually close it out with this, because it's more related to the channel. In August is the last day that we plan to live in this current house. After that, our living situation might be a little bit weird. The plan is to move in with 203's parents for like a month or two until she can get a job using her college degree. Despite all my talk about wanting to get another job, in a way I'm a little bit on hold because I don't know where we're going to live after that, and I don't want to get too involved in trying to find education for a job or an actual job that I might need training for, and then we might move to another state or something. But my point is, when that happens, and again, this is almost a year off, the channel might become difficult to impossible to record regularly. If that happens, I'll definitely announce it right beforehand. I might even, like, you know, might, like, disable the Patreon if I really can't do the channel. But it's possible. It's not definite, but it's possible. Also, January is always my hiatus month, and I think I do need that again. So, vastly reduced videos in January. I definitely want to be done with Breath of Fire by then, though. And if I'm not, I might still record Breath of Fire during it. Because I don't want to say it was a mistake to do Breath of Fire, but in a way it's been making me sad just because the game, it used to be my favorite in the series, Breath of Fire 2. And now I think I like Breath of Fire 3 and 1 better just because some of the stuff they do is kind of unforgivable in that game. But I am enjoying it. It's just, maybe it should have remained a precious memory in my mind instead of reliving it. So yeah, very end stuff. If you want to see my streams, a lot of them are saved if you want to check those out. I stream with 203 a lot. Link in the description. CrossKnights LP. My Twitter, if you want to see my random thoughts. It's just CrossKnights on Twitter. I'm not, my Facebook thing is there. I don't even know if I want to use that anymore. Like, Facebook is dead. I don't think a lot of people use it. So, but it exists if you want to like that. There hasn't been a post in since Katamari, so. But yeah, I'm around. Oh, the Discord. Discord exists. Drive Not Found Discord. That's where you can find me. But yeah, thank you very much to everyone who supported me. As I've been talking, all of the Patreon pictures from this year have been scrolling by. I did that last year too, because I have a new one every month. I kind of want to show them all off in one place because I save all of them. And that's that. Thank you to everyone who asked a question, everyone who listened to this. And here's to the next year. Thank you for your support all this time. And stay safe. Later.